Welcome to the podcast, Alder Roots Digging Deep. Here's your host, Shelley Carter.
Hi everyone, come on in. Make yourselves at home. I, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you for coming over today, this afternoon or evening, depending on the part of the world that you're from. Tonight I'm sharing a story I wrote called The Moose, the Swan, and the Antelope. It is a journey I took with one of my clients through his adventure through cancer. The Moose, the Swan, and the Antelope. You're probably wondering, what does the moose, the swan, and the antelope have to do with anything connected to, or especially with prayer, energy healing, and plant medicine? Well, as you hear further, you'll understand the significance and how your spirit friends will guide you to understand where you are at in life now and assist you in clearing through some of the clutter and confusion and create new pathways to achieving your goals, your passions, and your mission in life, and how to create health, balance, and strength. As I was walking through my office one day, I was thinking about the fact that it was about 5 weeks past the new year, which means there's only 47 weeks left to the year of 2014. As I was working with my clients on their dreams, goals, and desires, I was also looking at where I was at with reaching my goals and what I said I was committed to achieving for 2014. It just seemed like weeks have flown by, and what I want and desire keeps getting pushed farther and farther back for one reason or another. And some of them, frankly, honestly, I just forgot about them. Sound familiar to any of you? While in meditation and prayer, the moose, swan, and antelope came to me. Usually this happens in my dreams. So I got up the next day and I looked up in my medicine books and my medicine cards about the moose, the swan, and the antelope. Well, what I discovered is the moose has to do with self-esteem and courage. The swan has to do with balance and grace. And the antelope is about beauty, gentleness, and action and speed. So I began to create and combine healing modalities, utilizing my spirit friends and prayer as a foundation to create freedom for my clients and myself in this area. Help me to honor the gifts I can give and recognize my worthiness as long as I live. Teach me of right action and its pace. Quickly, so I may run with grace. These come from both three animals in the medicine cards written by David Carson and Jamie Sands. Why prayer, energy healing, and plant medicine, you ask, or maybe thinking? It is one of my foundational modalities I use on a regular basis in my center, primarily because of their relaxing, nurturing, and healing effects. This assists in balancing your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. They also work with your energy field to support your natural ability to heal. It is safe for all ages and works in harmony with standard medical care. Prayer, energy healing, and plant medicine benefit you in many ways. Here are my top 3. 1 is stress reduction. Stress has both positive and negative effects on the human system. A certain amount of stress is needed to encourage change and to move one forward with daily challenges. However, prolonged stress creates what we call a wearing down, where you just feel exhausted or you have adrenal fatigue. It also depresses the body's defenses or immune system. This can create changes in immune function that increases the risk of illness and delays in the way the body heals. My number 2 is deepening spiritual connection. What I hear most from my clients is they experience the deepest of relaxation and a sense of peacefulness beyond what they've ever experienced before. In our stressful lives, we have the opportunity to come to a place of peace and rest, which is beneficial and opens our connection to Source, Spirit, God. Some say that the feelings are like experience a deep meditation without training and effort. A euphoric feeling, or getting like 6 hours of sleep in 1 hour. Who wouldn't want some of that? My number 3 is supporting cancer care or any health challenge. So here's my story. It's a warm Sunday morning. I'm sitting on my deck enjoying a warm, hot cup of tea while the sun's kissing my cheeks and the phone rings. Hello, this is Shelley. Hey, Shelley, this is Kenny. I don't know if you remember me. We met at an event 7 years ago, and I'm thinking, wow, 7 years ago, 7 years ago, that was a long time. Ah, yes, yes, Kenny, I remember you. How are you? We exchanged a few pleasantries. Well, Shelley, I'm having a difficult time saying this. The reason for my call is 2 weeks ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I've been given 2 months to live, and I've been given this diagnosis from multiple doctors. Okay, Kenny, well, how can I help you? Because, of course, I'm not a doctor. And Kenny says, I'm calling to ask you if you would be on my team of healthcare practitioners. I know what you do and how you've helped other people in my situation, and I want 2 more years to live. I have some things I need to finish before I go. And I'm thinking, okay, no pressure. After a moment of being stunned with what I heard, I got excited about the possibility of being part of his team. You see, I love when I get the opportunity to collaborate side by side with doctors. I see it as such an opportunity and honor to work in that way. So, Kenny, I have a question for you. Why me? You've traveled around the world probably a few times over. You yourself are well known, and I know you know many practitioners that offer and provide energy work and plant medicine. Of all the people, why me? You could see any healer in the world you want. Yes, Shelley, you're right. And what I really want is you on my team. Okay, I get it. But Kenny, you know I can't make claims or promises to how things may or may not go. Yes, I know you can't. But because of who you are and the services you offer, I just know you're the one. And it'll make a huge difference for me in my journey. I've been going through so many different feelings of fear, anxiety, feeling lost. And then there's the feelings I'm not even sure about or how to even begin to sort through them. I need help in this area. And since I found out the diagnosis and prognosis, I've been feeling paralyzed. Will you help me? Yes, of course, Kenny. I would be honored to. Kenny began his journey with me June 4th of 2008. During most of his sessions with me, we utilized prayer, energy-based modalities, and the use of plant medicine. Also, we incorporated castor oil packs, frankincense and myrrh essential oils, and lots of greens, like green juices and smoothies and things like that. During his journey with me, he was able to decrease his pain meds considerably, definitely directed by his doctors. His frozen shoulder that he didn't even tell me about that he had within 6 months was freely moving from the level of zero, no movement, to 95% range of motion. He had more energy and peace of mind than he had experienced in years before. That I did not know. Now, going back to his frozen shoulder, I'm just going to tell you a little story about that. So we're 6 months into him and I working together. And initially, when he started seeing me, he was seeing me twice a week, and then he backed off to once a week. And at this point, we're starting to back off to every other week. And so 6 months into our working together, normally what he would do is he would go have lunch with a friend of his, and then he would end up going home because he lived about an hour and a half up north from me. And I get this urgent call from him. He's like, Shelley, what did you do to me? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What happened? And he says, I'm sitting here having lunch with my friend. All of a sudden I hear 3 loud pops in my shoulder. It's going pop, pop, pop. And he said, and all of a sudden my arm starts moving on its own, like it's unwinding. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. I've never heard of that before. He's like, me either. And I said, well, what happened? And he says, I can move my arm 45 degrees. I have 45-degree range of motion. He said, up to this point for years, I've had a frozen shoulder to the point where my partner would have to help me get dressed in the morning because I couldn't use it. Even though there was series of concern in his voice, he also had an element of excitement. So now we're going to fast forward to, because now he's starting to see me every other week. He comes in for his session. We do the energy work and we talk about how things are going. And when he came in for his next visit, so now this is a month later, and he's like, "You're not going to believe this." And I said, "What's that?" He said, when I called you and my shoulder was popping, that next time I was in to see you, I had that same experience. Pop, 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 really, really loud. And he said, and then my arm's moving on its own again. I'm like, that's just the craziest thing. And he says, check this out. So he moves his arm up and around. He now has 95-degree range of motion. He's excited beyond excited. One of the things I will share with my clients is, even though you're coming for a specific health issue or concern, the energy is going to flow where the energy needs to go, or where the body needs it the most, or where the spirit needs it the most, or where the emotions needs it to go the most. Always will address the issue you're there for, and you get so much more than what you actually come for. So it was just a really great journey, and I loved hearing that story. And it's funny that clients don't tell me everything that's going on, so I thought that was the coolest thing. Kenny's passing took place early November 2009. He maintained being vibrant and energetic till his last 2 months of life. Kenny got the time he was looking for to complete what he wanted to in his life, and left on his terms and in his way. Even though everyone's experience with prayer, energy healing, and plant medicine is different and a different experience, they always will leave their sessions with a deep sense of love, peace, and joy. The diagnosis of cancer or any health condition often brings feelings of fear, anxiety, and with it a sense of loss. And then there's how they work with their family and friends and colleagues and things like that. The medical treatment phase of the disease primarily focuses on the destruction of cancer cells, which often can impact healthy tissue as well. Prayer, energetic healing, plant medicine is able to provide a supportive environment for the person undergoing treatment. It may also help to decrease some of the side effects of treatment and help improve quality of life. This may also help reduce anxiety, decrease pain, and aid in recovery pre and post surgery. So I ask you, how do you envision your life? Whether you are in the place of great health, where you see yourself now, what you see for your future, what you see in your family, whether you're dealing with certain health issues or feeling you're not as vibrant as you would like to be. If you've been feeling stuck, would you like to continue as you have been? Or would you like to clear through the clutter and the things that keep you from having the health and vitality you so deserve? Let Moose, Swan, and Antelope, along with prayer, energy healing, and plant medicine, take you to the next level in your life and beyond. It has truly been a pleasure being with you. Be sure and live your best life ever, starting right now.